Okay, I make a motion to start the Tuesday, October 20th.
I'll second that
Second the
motion.
motion. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, the only thing we have on our agenda are the AWIA proposals.
No, and we have what it
Better ups, okay.
RFP on there too.
We just got the second one in from Amory. Does
Yep.
anybody comments or discussions?
I have no comments.
I have a comment on all three bids. I just want to, and I'm glad Paul's on the phone. And Fred, I just want to say I'm discouraged by the Woodard and Curran bid. When it looked like we weren't going out to bid this, Woodard and Curran, who's our trusted advisor, came in at 69,000. We then went out to bid. We got two other people to come in, both at 38,000. And I see Woodard and Curran as our trusted advisor, someone we should be able to go to and expect that we're going to get a price that's in line with what your competitors would give us. So I would just ask that you pass that on up the line at Woodard and Curran.
Will do.
Thank you.
Okay, I see Paul is on the line.
No, and I thank you for being very candid on that. I, to be very honest, I was extremely discouraged by that bid and how high it was compared to the other bids that came in. And I am trying to figure out what happened and trying to reach out to the people that priced that. Were there things that they priced that that maybe the competitors did? And I just don't know, but I'm in full agreement with you. If I was in your seat, I would be just as discouraged. And so if I get any more insight into that, I trust me that I will get information back to you.
Yeah, I would, it'd be great to get information back, but the most important thing is kind of going forward, just to kind of, before we get any bids, to really maybe, Paul, if you could look over them, Fred, or just to make sure that we're getting something that you think is reasonable before it comes to the board.
We'll certainly do that.
I agree, John.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, now Jason, do you have any comments between Weston and Sampson and Amory's?
Well, I would personally throw Amory's out because they were not getting it to me on time is not a good way to start when you don't even have the job yet. So you should be able to get a proposal in on time. And even worst case scenario, if you email me on Friday saying I'll get it to you Monday, you work over the weekend to make sure it gets to me on Monday, not come in the office on Monday, something gets distracted and you don't get it to me till 2 o'clock on Tuesday when I have a meeting at 3. I find that unacceptable personally.
I'm with you there.
I agree, especially since we're under mandated guideline or deadlines here that we have to get this thing done by. Timing, getting things done on time is very important here.
Correct.
I know, and it was very discouraging because it doesn't really give us a chance to even evaluate any differences between the two of them.
The price was almost the exact same in the end between the two lower ones.
But I mean, it was just the emergency response plan update. I mean, there was almost a $3,000 difference in that.
It's just, I think it's the semantics almost. In the end, the bottom line number is equal. My $600 difference between the two total prices.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the difference was in the breakdown, and it just seemed, I don't know, difficult. Do we have any motion about which one we'd prefer to take?
Jason, do you have a recommendation?
I would recommend you go with Weston and Sampson.
I make a motion, we go with Weston and Sampson.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, then the next is our water ops RFP.
Yeah, so I did reach out to Michelle and Brian and Chris. And if we did decide to go out, we would need to know right away in order to get it done and in place by April 1st. April 1st is the 90-day deadline for having to send that notification off for the contract. That's the 90 days before July 1st. So we'd have to get some, we basically have to start now in order to get that in place.
I'm the one who kind of suggested it, and after hearing Steve's comments about if we just look at other towns and it seems reasonable, maybe we stay with Woodard and Curran because we know their work is excellent in my view, and they've done a great job for us. And Jason raised concerns last time about going out to bid and getting stuck with a low bidder that we may not be happy with. So I don't know if it makes sense to do it, and I'm the one who raised it, so I'm not second guessing having raised it given the comments that were made.
I think we continue on with Woodard and Curran. That's my personal opinion before we take any votes, but if they've done a good job so far and everybody's pleased, why shake up the cattle,
I think the other thing too is I wasn't here when it was originally done, but I don't believe even that Woodard was the low bidder in the original procurement when they were procured. American was actually lower, but you chose to go with the higher price to get the better quality. So I think that should be noted too as well.
Yeah. I agree with Steve. I'm happy with staying with Woodard and Curran. I like the memo, Paul, that you sent out about the cost savings and that going back to the employees. But that's just my thoughts.
Okay, I agree with both Steve and John that we should stay with Woodard. I was here when they first came on, and I vaguely remember that there were a few issues with American because they were changing some things, and that's why we decided to go with Woodard. And I have been happy with what Woodard has done. They have come up with a number of cost-saving events here, and especially when we brought our sludge in-house, that was saving us quite a bit. We were able to save on not doing every year for sludge, and they've been very good on suggesting improvements that I think has improved our water quality. So I say we stay with Woodard until the end of the contract.
So, I mean, basically, I think you're saying we should extend another 3 years.
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with that. We do need to get the notice out. I'm happy to prepare it for you, Lee, and Steve to review, and then Chris Senior should also sign it because he signed the last one and signed the contract. We can wait until I draft it up. It's going to be basically the same that was drafted up when we extended to the current 3-year period, but with some minor tweaks. I'll get that done and I'll send it out to Lee and Steve and to Chris Senior. But I think we can make a motion if someone wants to on our decision.
Lee, will you make the motion?
Brandon, I'll lock the gate.
Okay, I move that we extend the Woodard and current contract to include the next 3-year option.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, before we leave the meeting, I just have a little question. I know we've gotten all this wonderful rain, and I wonder if anyone has been out to look at Peppermint Brook to see whether or not there's actually some water flowing there.
I can tell you
Especially-
when I'll take a look when I drive out of here.
Yeah, I mean, because it has been relatively dry, but now with all the rain, I didn't know if there is actual water flowing near with all of those vehicles that are still sitting there. And if that is,
I have not
Good.
spoken to Carl today.
what was that, Fred?
This
Yeah, I
is
have not
Carl. I
spoken
just
to
looked at the
Carl.
brook the other day and it is flowing, but very little.
Mhm. You know, because I am very concerned about the pollution from that site and nothing being done about it. And if we get substantial
So I
rain in
did,
a couple weeks.
I met with Jen Oram, who's the zoning manager, let's say, for the zoning board. She's looking into if there was any amendment to the original decision. And if not, they will be requiring 508 to reapply for a change in use, at which point we would be we'd have a comment period to address comments to that change in use.
I think that's good news.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I think that's good news. I think that's progress.
Yeah, well, we're going to need more than progress in order to alleviate any more potential infiltration into our water system. But, all right, does anyone have anything else that we want to discuss?
I want to say happy anniversary to Fred Rogers.
Happy anniversary, Fred.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
What anniversary are you celebrating?
30 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice
Congratulations.
job.
Yeah.
It only feels like 100, Fred.
For her, maybe.
Yeah. No, congratulations. That's great news.
Great.
It is awesome.
And I'd like to thank the commission, for the vote today on exercising the 3-year renewal. And I think we've built up a very solid professional relationship since 2012, and both sides have worked very hard to improve, the overall operation of the water department to where we are today. And we look forward to the many challenges over the next 3 years and continuing. So again, thank you.
Same here.
You're
Look
welcome.
forward to working with you and Fred Paul over the next additional 3 years.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Yep. Good
All
job.
right. And we just have to think about our next meeting coming up in the next couple weeks. So we'll decide on that later. And anyone make a motion to adjourn our meeting at 3:43?
I'll make a motion to adjourn our meeting at 3:43.
Second.
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you, everyone.